okay? That, I think that is huge. And then that gets to all the schools, right? From top down,
Right.
it becomes available that way.
Well,
I
you
think
know, the San Francisco school district it's my former neighbor. She visited me in Berlin.
mhm,
She loves film. She wanted to go to film school herself. And
mhm.
we've talked about that. And it's Gentle Blythe, and she is the um, assistant to the state superintendent of schools, or the San Francisco
Right.
superintendent of
Okay.
schools.
Uh-huh.
She's not the she's the not publicity, but PR person, and so
Mhm,
she's the spokesperson. She's the
mhm,
face of San Francisco public schools.
mhm. Can you pitch
And
it to her or no?
you know, I have tried. I have present. She knows I'm out there, and there's a Stanford person who's working directly with her. And I also mentioned to her, I talked to her former girlfriend, who's a friend of mine. Um, when I think, yeah, I mean, I think we should be ready now. And I
Mhm,
can show her some more stats and say,
mhm.
let's pilot. Now's a good time. We
Well,
have to.
mhm. It's that age old problem though, seriously, with the schools. The schools still are in that factory model. They're still by curriculum. They're still by standards. They just, if it's not in the standard, they don't have time for it. It's that same, it's kind of like breaking into that, having somebody understand that you're getting the standards, but it's not 1.0, it is, you've got to take it for the growth and learning skill development that's happening without being, subtraction and addition or something,
Specific, yeah, so specific that they,
Right.
I mean, she gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I appreciated what she said about focusing on the MVP as it is on the website,
Mm-hmm.
and rather than,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
rather than an app.
Right. Right.
Um,
Well,
yeah,
I think we're definitely doing the grassroots thing. I mean, I think it's important. Like I said, these John Rose are huge right now. They really
yeah,
are, because they
yeah.
are our avenue, to spread the word. Um,
I hope let me just write Jack and see if he's able to come back.
I thought he had allocated 10 to 2 or something, or 9 to 11.
I don't recall that. Let me see. Huh.
Maybe he thought we were done when she was done.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay. But it's good to have that feedback. What else did I write down about her?
Well, Thrively is interesting.
Yeah, Thrively would be interesting to look at. We
I
should
mean,
we should both take a look at that.
I wish we could afford her 6,500, law,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's really, really well done. She was good. She had a lot of, really good insight, and she was able to see all aspects of it, so.
And I mean, she also said she's an angel investor, so we keep in touch with her, and she could be interested in possibly doing that.
Well, she was inspiring in the sense that she said, I got the feeling that we were like ahead of the curve, which we've never heard that before, kind of in the sense of innovation, this thing, because she said in 2 years it'll be huge. I'm going,
Yeah.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
hope. In 2 years we can.
Well, we just have to survive in order to stay afloat, right?
Exactly.
And so figuring out how to survive. I mean, so
Mhm.
let's do a quick brainstorm on
Mhm.
that, so that we can both produce our work more in a more streamlined fashion, and really produce and have outcomes.
Right.
And so that's one question. What do we need to to produce. So is it, you know, a request out there, and or is it goals per week? How do you work best, Dee Dee?
For me, I work best goals per week for me. I think it is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I
Okay.
work best.
Okay. So it could be that we declare the goals per week, um, or for, you know, for 2 weeks at the beginning of the week, and then define a check-in on Wednesdays. So we have our Wednesday check-ins,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we have this sheet here. There we go. I'm bringing it back up again. This sheet, I think, says everything, but then it just needs to be uh, opened and plotted on a calendar, really. Uh, the film programming, we've done quite a bit. Right now, I'm tackling the design and putting it on the website. I don't know if you've seen, let's see if I have that up here. I've got 2 pages done so far. 2 or 3 pages. Let me see if I have that. Let's see. Where did that go? There it is. Let me bring that up. Is that it? Okay, this is what it looks like right now. There's the program template right now. Like, and Jean Benoit made these really small, but this is too small now. Somehow they popped in. They're this size.
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
on that page, but then when I put them in here, they shrunk down to that size. So I'm not sure what that is doing, but so far they're alphabetical. And then there's a section that I want to call the greats. I would rather another name, but these are the Satyajit Ray, the people who have become known household names, Spike Lee, Oscar Michaud.
Mm-hmm.
And these I would call the great, and I would put them all in letter G, and that's what's next in here in the great.
Are you saying are you talking about directors or classic films, or what is it exactly? Or
The
trying to
directors,
do directors?
and those would also be the classic films also make the directors the
Right,
greats.
right, right.
I would rather have a better name, but that's the one I can think of right now. Great directors,
Oh yeah.
standing, the luminaries.
I think they would, yeah, luminaries. The greats.
Oh, there's Jack. Breakfast. That's good. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Hey. So let's check in and see how much time each of us has. I could go to 11:30. How's your time, TD, Jack?
I could go till 30, 20, half an hour more.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
Until
Yeah,
11. Okay.
11.
So right now we're discussing other names for greats. We're looking at the program template. We're talking about how we work best. Dee Dee says she works best by having weekly goals.
Yep.
And I think that's a good way to start. So structure a week based on that. So let's go back to weekly goals after we think of a word for the greats. How about, well, luminaries works.
But we're
A
talking
word for what?
the
Well,
directors, right?
we're talking about great, so like Jean-Pierre Junet, and so we're
The
looking at their
masters.
shorts, classic great directors,
The masters.
the masters. Okay, masters.
Master directors. I don't know, but
Yeah, let's call them the masters. Let's call them the masters. That's good. That's good. Those are the name. But I've put Foutai's here because it was F and I was on to F, and this is the film that we're going to show in Rose's class tomorrow. And yeah,
and we're not having a discussion, correct? Tomorrow.
with Foutai's?
I thought, no, I didn't think
yes.
we were having the normal discussion, correct? I thought you said, right, that, isn't this where you're bringing in your friend
Yes.
or whatever? Okay,
But we'll use the same questions. We'll use the same questions and capture those. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's our research, and we'll keep that going. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that if it's okay with you, I'll look at the film. I'll watch the film. If anything stands out to me for a provocative question of sorts, then I'll send it to you. Okay.
Good. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Great. So in this half hour, I would also like to look at the India questions with you, Jack. So I think it's most important to set up our weekly goals right now so we can produce more and regularly. So I'm happy with masters, and I will use those, and I will move up our M's. We go there. So I'm just going to put masters right here. And it's in black, white, masters. Okay, good. All right, and we'll lock it up again. That's fine. All right, done with this. We'll go back to sharing the, tell me, can you see the frames from where you are? Can you see us? I've got us in the middle of the page.
What?
I can see.
Can you see our tiles?
Yeah.
Where are they right now?
The frame, bad, messy, black intelligence, city of no men.
Okay, do you see our tiles floating on top of that, or are we where you put it? That's my face and Dee Dee's face, your face.
That's controlled by our screens.
So you do, okay. I wasn't clear about that. I wasn't clear about that. Okay, good. So you put that where you want. I'm going to switch the share back to team update. Or no, actually back to this startup phase. Okay. All right, today, for the week, startup goals for this week. Dee Dee, what would yours be?
Well, I would like to continue going through our film list and, seeing the film, coming up with the questions, specifically for that film. Yeah, I think that's what I'd like to do. Yes,
but we need you to do something from each one of these.
Oh, got it. Oh,
yes.
Okay, got it. Oh, she's, well, isn't it, okay, well, is programming, curriculum, ed materials different than ed resource activities domestically, internationally? Are they the same or are they different?
No, this is outreach here. So ed resource activities, so reaching out to the domestically and internationally, putting it in putting a note in ed journals, maybe that's
Okay, that's what that means.
okay. So maybe that's the same, but
Yeah.
this is the outreach pieces that is really important. Teacher communications, talking about it to teachers, reaching out to area groups, Facebook groups that are trying to teach their kids right now and letting them know that Screen 360 TV is available, reaching out to pods, reaching out to, educational resource activities.
Where do we know where those are? Do you know where these pods are? I mean,
I found them on Facebook.
Oh, you did?
Facebook
Okay.
pods, yeah.
Facebook.
And
Okay.
just start with your very basic general, throw spaghetti at the wall, Google Ohio pods.
Mhm,
This-
mhm. Okay.
and California pods. I mean, those pods that are happening in your Mountain View, your former
Yeah,
district.
I do think we should focus on California. I really do. I mean, it's a huge state, lots of schools, lots of everything. I do think that maybe we should focus there. Now, this is one of those things where, like, when you're talking about, so Screen 360 has a Twitter account, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we could use the Twitter account to send out messages to different pods, if you will, or different school districts, so they
Sure.
can,
Sure.
see it. Okay.
I've been doing it through Facebook to these pods, through Screen 360 TV's Facebook. So yes, you could do that. And we want to make sure that you have access to that and you can do that.
Yeah,
Jack,
or Instagram.
can Dee Dee, well, you could use your own Instagram if you don't mind. I mean, I think it encourages your consultancy for the future, right? That you are working on this.
Yes. Well, I'm wondering because I know that we had a Twitter account for Illuminate, and we sent it. Well, I think my partner, she sent it out to. She sits on a writing project for the state of Ohio, so she sent it out to that writing project, which were all these teachers in Ohio, etc. I don't think it did anything.
Okay.
we didn't get anything from it. But I mean, if we had a 360, Twitter account or Instagram account that we could then, I guess, is it you tag people or whatever you do?
We have both of them. Jack, is Dee Dee able to use those as well? Could we extend the membership to her? Or the
anyone can sign in. Yeah, of course.
Anyone, so you can sign in to do that.
As many people can sign in.
Okay.
Sign in with a password or sign in with what?
Yeah. What are you looking to do? You want
how do we get the word using those avenues? How do we get the word out about the Screen 360?
How can Dee Dee use Screen 360 TV's Instagram and Twitter and send out messages to her contacts?
Well, you can't. You would use your own Instagram to do that. I'm already posting on. If you want content to post specifically for education, you could send that to me with a caption and I'll post it.
Yeah.
That might just be easier. But if you want to reach out to your network, you would just post on your own.
Yeah. Okay, good. And you post on your own and then you would use @Screen 360 TV and then it would get to us too.
No, it wouldn't.
No? I mean, it would get to Screen 360 TV, no? Wouldn't it? I mean, if she addresses it to @Screen 360 TV, we would see what she posts.
Well, yeah, we're all following each other, so yeah, we'll of course see what she posts.
Yeah.
But Katie, like we had a special Twitter account for Illuminate. Okay, so I guess I'm wondering, do we have a special account that's for Screen 360, okay, for
Yes.
Twitter and for Instagram? And then I think, okay, Jack, so if I send it to Jack, whatever, I want him to send it to, let's say, or whatever, however that works, I would go through Jack, correct? For him to post it?
Yeah, so I'm been using we have a Instagram account
Okay,
which has linked to 250 of people interested. So that's where I would post it, in those 250 people would
I'm
see.
gonna look at it. Okay, I'll look at it and then I'll
That's
figure it out. Then,
that
okay,
good. Immerse yourself if you have questions.
yes, I'll do that. Okay.
Okay.
All the posts that I posted, I always sent to you guys to look at, so you could share with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
So if you look
Do
back
that.
in our chat, you could see
Okay.
all the things that I posted.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Okay.
Well, Katie, I really think that when you talk about journals, I think are a little bit, posting in journals, I think is a little tricky, but I think that, I don't know what it would entail with a buy-in ad, or whether we have to do whatever we have to do to get
Well,
on there.
it'd be great to find out. I
Okay.
mean, I don't, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Investigate what's out there.
Mhm.
And this is what our curriculum director that we spoke to said, that the teachers he is working with are getting ideas from curriculum journals, from teaching curriculum journals. And so there's something out there that I haven't found.
Right, right.
So there, that is it. Let's see, ed resource activities. Okay, domestically, internationally. It's just really generally outreach, both in journals, social media, and yeah, and generating. So there's the follow up as well. If you put a note out there, and if there's somebody who's interested, you follow up with them, and cultivating. So you're cultivating, and making a spreadsheet of who you've reached out to, and then 3 weeks later, if you haven't heard back from them, following up, and did you get my information? Sending the one pager out to someone who might be interested.
Right.
Did you get the one pager? So that is
Okay.
that. And Jack, a post per week, that at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can connect on what that is. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Lisa on getting that first 250,000. You know, it just floors me that people can say, there must be somebody out there who can give you that 50,000. I don't know those people. You know, give me those 50,000, but maybe we can find those, and just keep asking. She seems to think, and I've talked to other people who seem to think that there's a 50,000 out there, and maybe it's just the type of ask, as I said.
It's that circle.
So somehow to those mentors, we keep going back and break it down to 50K each, or somehow. While you were off, I was talking about a note to Craig and exploring why they are nonprofit. And is there anything else that you want to ask Craig, or how we can pose to Craig? I still think that we could be a project within Movie Labs that those big companies are interested in.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he would have been a lot more intrigued if he thought that was a possibility.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. He said, no, they're not going to do that unless they are. I mean, I know we're in his pocket when he's talking to them, and if there is an avenue, he'll say, and you know, this, so he would do that. But I'm still curious to understand why they are nonprofit. So that's going to be my next. outreach to him, and you'll be copied in that. Okay. Jack, on your column here, anything that looks like beyond social media? We're at that phase, I think, is just to continue outreach and bring more people in.
Yeah, I
And
don't know how we would do that without paying for promotions.
yeah, I know. I think we just have to stick with our own, unless we take that 2,000 from GoFundMe and put it towards promotion. There is that. But then there is, so that's something actually you could add to your task list, is look with me at the crowdfunding, the equity crowdfunding, the We Fund and I Fund Women. That's another one. Gust was another one. But that's adventure. I think tomorrow in our conversation with Dean Klein, that's going to also shed some light on how they can work with us, and they might find a place for us too. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Yeah, so that is tomorrow at 11:30 with Dean Klein.
Hey, Jack, how open are LA schools right now? Do you know?
How open?
Are they open? Are they hybrid? Are they completely virtual? Do you know?
Yeah, they're completely virtual.
Okay, I'm wondering, it might be worth, if you had time, I know you're really busy, a call to the superintendent's office, right, of LA Unified.
So that's something that Senator Jack could ask for, right?
Right, or a call to the curriculum superintendent of LA Unified, and then kind of see if you can have a meeting to talk about Screen 360. I mean, I'm sure they're looking at curriculum. They're still looking. They're still working. But that might be a nice phone call, at least to try to see if you can get in the door for LA.
Yeah, that's smart. I like that.
That's good, Dee Dee. And then we get that, and then we get San Francisco. Because in a way, I might be too close to Gentle. And I don't know. You know how sometimes they think, oh, she's my crazy sister. She's out there doing it. My own family.
Oh.
Don't introduce me to superintendent. My own family. So, so it might be a little bit, and she's seen the works, the difficulty along the way. So, if we prove that LA would look at us, that would be a really nice ask for the president.
Superintendent, right?
Well, yeah. Jack would use the president maybe to ask the superintendent, right? Jack, would you see that as the strategy?
What president?
I don't know if she has time to do that. The USC president meeting with me.
Not meeting, but making a phone call. So we have an ask. So what kind of ask could we ask of the president? That's through you, Jack.
Are you talking about the USC?
Yeah, because you've been speaking about, because you're a senator now, you have access to the president, but
yeah, regarding issues surrounding USC, not
yeah, but okay.
outside.
So if we are a member of Adventure, wouldn't that be?
Are we a member though?
We'll find out tomorrow. So that's why I want to ask, what kinds of things can we ask of the president? To make a phone call. We have a program here. Would you talk to them?
Yeah, Katie, I think, for, let's say USC, if Jack, I would go to the School of Ed at USC, and I would pitch it to them as a teacher training as a program that maybe teachers You know, you could come and teach a class on it, you know, or work with student teachers.
That's what Adventures is, Dee Dee. It's through the School of Education at USC.
Yeah, but that's okay. But isn't that kind of like, it's not like if at Stanford, the School of Ed, I would go to the School of Ed and I would say, here's
Okay,
something, here's a way of teaching, an innovative way of teaching, and pitch it to them. Then I would say, what do you think about it? Maybe they would allow you to, not you, but Jack, let's say, or someone to teach the class to a group of student teachers, in social studies or in foreign language or whatever department, whatever teachers, they're training. But I mean, that's how I would see it.
Okay. So what I'm looking at is just getting our leverage together so that when we ask, we're set up to do something. So sure, going directly, I see what you're saying, going directly to Rossier.
Well, I think the climate is such now that, well, like you said, with Adventures, they're looking for undergrads, right? They're looking for undergrads to kind of show their innovation, I'm guessing.
Is that what you think it is? Okay. Maybe it's also for teachers. I mean, it's for faculty. Anybody in the USC community is what Adventures is about.
Well, like Schmidt Futures, didn't they put out that whole thing about they wanted undergrads to pitch an idea to them? That's the next thing that they're doing right now, Schmidt Futures. They're looking for college students to pitch an idea to them, and they're going to have a competition to see what they're going, who wins or who gets whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but that's not the one that we applied for. I mean, we applied to a different Schmidt Futures.
Different, yeah. But now they have another one. There was an email that
this is the one you're talking. Okay.
I don't think Jack's aware of that one, actually. It's only for college students.
So is the longevity design.
Did we lose Jack?
No, he's here.
I'm here. Should we do the longevity design right now or no?
Let's see, we've got 6 minutes.
Have you done that yet? Like
some of it, and I would probably copy from other ones, but I haven't put together the rough. No. I just have a page. Yeah. Let me go to that. I can do some at 11 o'clock. I can go to that. Okay.
Yeah, so you want me to reach out to the Dean of Rossier? Is that what you're saying?
I think tomorrow, after we have that conversation with Adventures to understand what they would do, because I'm imagining if it could happen that there's an accelerator that we could participate in, and how could we do that? Then once we have this place in an accelerator with it, then we can reach and say, we're here in this accelerator. Let us show you what we can do. That's my thinking, is that we wait until we learn what Dean Klein and the accelerator can do for us tomorrow, and how it integrates Rossier and how it integrates Rossier and the rest of the campus, and angel investors in Southern California. Yeah. But it would be good to find out we could all do that, who the dean is at Rossier. But as far as the range of asks, Jack, when you said that it's open, what is the range of asks for the USC president?
Okay, so are you talking about the student body president or the actual president of USC?
Well,
Little
I
confused.
I would I thought it was the president, the one that you have access to, the one that you told me that you have access to. I'm just looking back at our.
I thought it was the president of SC, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I have access to all of them, but if you're talking about the president, she's not just going to join me on a call for something that has nothing to do with USC because
But I want to understand the protocol of how we can work with that ask. I mean, what, and this would have to do with USC because you're involved. Let's see. Yeah. So I want to understand. I mean, it's not going to be crazy things
well,
we're
yeah,
asking.
I don't really know, but I could email her and ask her if she could help in any way. I would need to connect it to USC, but I could do that through Adventures, I guess, after.
Yeah. And you, as a part of, I mean, as a part of Screen 360 TV and this being a project that you're working on, to benefit benefit LA County. So does it seem like you need to have a stronger proposal with more dots connected?
Yeah, I'm
Talking
just,
it to her? Okay.
yeah, because I don't know if it doesn't directly impact the student body at all. It seems more like LA
Okay.
County.
Okay. Impact student body.
Jack, the School of Ed at USC is very much connected to, the inner city schools around it, okay, as far as academics go. Teacher training in inner city schools. I can't think of where USC is right now. But anyhow, they're definitely connected, and a lot of student teachers do their student teaching at these local public schools outside of USC, immediately outside of USC, okay? That's why I think the USC School of Ed, okay, and you being a student at USC, you could go two routes. One, since you're in the cinema department or in the film school too, that could be using film as an educational tool, which obviously this is, or you go to the teacher training program, the School of Ed, talk to their, the head of the School of Ed, and, it's connected. That's all connected, right? You can definitely easily connect, teacher training, students, inner city, social, emotional, film, international film, the whole ball of wax, right? There's definitely one big connection there. I can see that somehow happening. I know how busy you are and everything, but I'm saying the connections, they're there. They're there, that they need to be made, obviously. I don't know if that's just whether you need the president to help you with that. I think you're dynamic. You're a great presenter, and you're a great promoter. I think whenever you had a free moment and you're scrolling around the campus, let me go see when School of Ed is, walk in. But anyhow, I don't even know what's open anymore with this COVID thing. But I think that's real. That's real, right? And those schools, those public schools are obviously part of a school system, whether it's LA public, I don't know what they are, but I don't know. I'm not asking, I don't want to put too much on your plate by any means. I'm just brainstorming, period.
Yeah. Just fielding, keeping your ears open for those connections that are already there between the cinema department and the School of Education. That might be one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me, I can't remember the neighborhood around SC right now. What's the name of the town? What's SC is where?
It's in downtown LA, but it's South Central.
South Central.
That's what I was trying to remember, South Central. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right.
Okay, very quickly before I'll go because it's 11 o'clock. I'm looking at the ECJ class for tomorrow. And the first film looks at India-Pakistan relations, Jack. And the second film looks at caste relations. And they, in your class in the past, those were probably they took up a class themselves, or
Huge.
several
Those are
classes.
huge.
They're
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, not even introductory.
The whole Gandhi film, we basically talked about this because it was the war between, basically going over the war between India and Pakistan and the border and
Right, right.
all the tension.
Look
And
at
then we
that.
did talk about the caste system a lot. Those were probably the two biggest. The caste system, Gandhi, because he's like the main figure people think of when they think of India, and then the conflict between India and Pakistan.
Yeah. Okay, good. I mean, these are 2-minute films, 3-minute films. They're PSAs from Coca-Cola. They're basically commercials, and one deals with India-Pakistan relations, and the other one deals with caste relations, as I said. So I'm gonna send this to John tomorrow, and let him decide which to show tomorrow, which to show the next time, and yeah, I will send that to John. But okay, it's good.
That's
Good
good.
to know.
That's good. I like the Coca-Cola. Yeah,
You looked at both of those, right, Dee Dee?
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good. Mhm.
I mean, there's so many questions from them. My thought is just simply, and then also, a big multinational corporation trying to be a peacekeeper, but we say, well, what gall you have, but then it's, on the other hand, shouldn't we all be trying to do that?
Mhm.
But they're sugar water, but yet Coca-Cola is a huge multi-trillion-dollar thing, and it's not going away. So that
Right.
it is using its power for good is not a bad thing. And so there's that conversation too. So
India's
yeah,
wide open. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of wide open and allowing students to continue to dig into it. So I didn't want to have too many questions, really. I wanted to field questions and just build on those thoughts, and with John, of course. Is that how the class went mainly, Jack? It was a discussion, a long discussion each?
Yeah, yeah. It was, yeah, mostly discussion based.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some images here, and it's amazing to see. This is from a satellite, the one on the right here. You've seen that before, right?
Yeah, John will like that a lot.
Yeah, and this is a little closer up here on the left. That's pretty amazing. This
But
is
yeah,
also very interesting here. I had no idea. I mean, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, that's wild. Just looking at maps.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Yeah, how they were divided.
mhm.
And that was, and it was divided in 1947.
Hmm.
Yeah, was that the part? Well, that's the partition of India. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, that
So
was
yeah,
in the movie. We watched Gandhi, the movie.
okay, okay. I have not seen that film. That's something
Gandhi's very interesting character.
Mhm.
yeah, huh? A spicy character, I think.
Yeah, a lot like Steve Jobs.
Huh,
Mhm.
that's interesting.
Yeah, we related it a lot to him. How everyone looks up to him, but he has a lot of demons that go hidden,
Uh-huh.
that are hidden from the public.
Interesting. Interesting. Everybody wants to be him. Okay, well, it is 11:06.
Okay.
Y'all just want to check in Friday, see what you can do on your tasks by Friday. Do milestones help? And maybe, or just to sort of at this point, a report on how things.
Did you say Friday? I think you said Wednesdays. Did you just say Friday just now?
Oh, I guess I did. Yeah, end of week, but we should do Wednesday to Wednesday report. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wednesday to Wednesday. Good. Okay. And 8 a.m. We did say 8 a.m. last week, right? Jack? I think you
Yeah,
said it.
I wasn't sure because the Lisa thing came out after and was 9 a.m. So I wasn't sure if we were meeting. But if are we
Okay.
gonna do weekly 8 a.m.s?
I like that. I like that.
Okay,
Always
yeah,
counting
sounds
on that. And the 8 a.m. works.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I brought the Lisa in because we would all be together and we could all hear it. Good. Okay. I like the 8 a.m.
Okay,
Wednesdays.
sounds good.
Okay. So we will report if this is on this is on our drive. If you need clarification, please ask me.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, I'll be running through these things. Good. Yeah, it's kind of a full court press until we have other people helping us.
Yeah.
And so if it,
I think we do. I think we need to focus on seeing if we can get 20 schools by
Yeah.
December.
good number, good
Yeah.
number. 20
Mhm.
schools.
Yeah, and she also was confused by the website still. So many people are. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't tell her to check on the little diver. Let me just look at that very quickly with you. And okay, there it is. Okay, reading the website. We'll have to have our designers look at it. We have 2 designers. I mean, and then we have this down here. I mean, there's a lot to look at. Kind of the template. Also, the template calls for it to be filled up, but we don't necessarily have to fill it. But it's just a little explanation and introduction.
Is this what she was referencing to as a website? Is this what she was making a reference to?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
She said she
Oh.
didn't know what to do, and then she said she saw the.
She said it was messy.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. There's well, there's a lot on it, right? I mean, there's a lot of text.
She didn't use that word exactly, messy. She said it could stand to be upgraded.
Yeah, or I don't know. Like, yeah, I think she said she wanted to be upgraded.
She said it was beta.
She said it
Yeah.
was beta, and that indeed it is. It's beta. And this part, let's see, this page.
Yeah.
There's that. It's full, but it's symmetrical.
I think she's right in the pitch, though. There should be the revenue somewhere.
I completely agree. Yeah.
And then obviously your background and everything, which is super strong.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's just, again, paring down what needs to be there.
Yeah, it's hard to choose when you're given a short pitch.
Right. I mean, I prefer talking about you guys. So we could do that, we could, I could introduce the 2 of you, and then one of you could introduce me.
Yeah.
And continue, because it's much nicer to have the agency. And that, and walk-in music. I like that. I like being introduced and having walk-in music. I always told my students to have walk-in music in their head. At least it helps me. I'll play my walk-in music for you sometime. Okay. Well, there's more stuff on our list, but we can get to it. But right now, it's just keep going and bringing in those 20 new schools.
That's it right there.
And keep following up. So Sparta, I will ask Sparta to reach out and to another Sparta, because I think that will be really more effective if the Sparta school reaches out themselves and reaches out to the schools that I reached out to and follow up. Because I think schools, they tend to close their ears to new things, like you said, Dee Dee, and sales. And so I think, so I will follow up with Sparta to reach out, and asking the girls to write a letter. And I have people in Greece working for Sparta Greece now too, so that's really good.
Nice.
So I'm going to continue to work on that Sparta. That's not just California, but I think we have them. So we do New Jersey, California, then like that, and we have that bi-coastal thing going on. Okay, but yeah, lean is always better. How can you make it more lean and keep working lean?
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
with investigate the crowdfunding part of it too, see what we can do with that.
Yeah, I didn't
The
realize there were so many other good platforms.
the
Mhm.
the equity platform. Yeah, so it's just something I have not gotten to. I've been talking to the I Fund women group, but one hurdle was that they only go about as far as 10,000.
Mhm.
And that's what they've told me so far. So that might not be the one. And We Funder was another one I looked at. I think it's out of Boston and New York. So that was also one to look at. Okay, so that will be one of my tasks by next week too, is to make a presentation to you about those equity groups, those equity. Okay.
Right, and I think, I mean, seriously, I think that, you know, raising the 6,500 to have them, you know, with her next program or whatever, it seemed like there was a lot of service there that was being offered that might benefit us. I don't know.
I agree with you. And also that she's in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Because, you know, when this regime changes, we're going to have a good Department of Education to talk to,
That's right. That's right.
right?
You're
Paul Jossi, who Lisa put us in contact with, just responded and
Oh,
said, he said that our package is on pace to produce its first 500K raise with a smaller seed investment.
I think we need to follow. I think we need to follow this path right there.
Yeah, he said if your lead investor is willing to put the 250K or some of it into an equity crowd fund, there's a very good chance it gets matched by the crowd. No guarantees, but it's a rule of thumb. Our package is on pace to produce its first 500K raise with a smaller seed investment. Would be happy to discuss the benefits of our package and the peace of mind that comes with Schulman Rogers' team. Let me know when you have a few minutes.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So Jossie works with her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to.
I would love that engine. I would love that engine. Okay. Okay.
I think we need to. We do need to focus on those 20 schools. We really do. So we
Yep.
need to. We need to pound the pavement on that one.
Yep.
So I'll see
And
what I can do from my end over here.
and yeah, do it. Go for it. And we know that teachers are still in need. They may be over their head, but they still are looking for solutions, right?
Well, they're
So
looking
let's
for
not
something.
protect them.
No, they're looking for something that is good, okay, and valuable and worth their time and their students' time for sure. They're definitely are. They don't. That's what they're looking for. That's why Rose and John are really important. They really,
Okay.
really are. So
And
they
you
can help us with the other schools. They can help us with the Catholic diocese, you know, in the Bay Area. Seriously. So
yeah.
maybe whoever's in charge of the Catholic diocese is probably one person we need to talk to, their education person, whoever that is.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I'll follow up with my SI guy and find out who he's talked to.
Yeah, is homeschooling getting harder for us to get into? What do you think about homeschooling?
Well, the two homeschoolers that we had came to the launch and then didn't stay on for the second French film, and then got a note from their mother, and they decided not to do it. So it's a matter of keeping up with Linda and just continuing to let them know that it's happening. You know, not taking them off the list, just keeping them informed. But
I
keep
think,
informed.
yeah,
Yes,
at the next big homeschool conference, I think we need to present.
that would be great. That would
Yeah.
be great. So that's another thing. I don't know when that next homeschool conference is. Yeah, presenting is also big on the list. Next to do. I think there could be one coming up with Chicago, Stanford Angels and Entrepreneurs Midwest, and I just sent the deck there.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, you guys gotta go. See you next Wednesday.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Woo, with 2 more schools. We're gonna
Right.
get 2 more schools by next Wednesday.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
All right.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.